Hi, my name's Dustin. This is my story. I actually, senior year decided I wanted to join the Marine Corps, and I was so bad the Marine Corps recruiter said, we can't even take you unless you get your grades up. So that was my motivation, was to do what I needed to do in order to join the Marine Corps. So I joined right out of high school. I left for boot camp 2 weeks after I graduated. Got stationed in DC, and I was there for 9/11. That was kind of the big turning point in my life, as I actually watched the plane hit the Pentagon. War is all I came to know and know for my whole career. I deployed several times, Iraq, Afghanistan, fought in 2 wars, was wounded overseas. I kind of got the full experience of war. 2005, deployed to Iraq, and at that time I didn't know Christ. I wasn't saved. A suspected insurgent had killed 4 of our people, and we were tasked with doing a helicopter raid on the house that he was allegedly in. But I made the conscious decision to kill him, and I think what really stuck out with me was the family was there. The children and the wife were there. The fact that I still took his life in front of his family is something that stuck with me, and it's something I really had a hard time with over the years. Fast forward to 2010, that's when I gave my life to Christ, and I knew He had forgiven me for everything I had ever done in my life, but the issue I had was I couldn't forgive myself. And I continued on with my career. I deployed more, and then finally came to retirement, and I retired from the Marine Corps. And everything seemed pretty well. I got a job on base. Early 2021 is kind of when my battle with PTSD, and this is just kind of war altogether, had caught up with me. I went to the VA for help. They put me on some medications, and I think that really did a disservice to the PTSD. It made things a lot harder, and I lost the will to live. I had actually put a gun to my head twice and started pulling the trigger. But as I did it, each time, an image of my kids and my wife at the time flashed through my mind. And it was because of that I couldn't. And I knew I needed help. Luckily, I was put in touch with a friend of mine. I think the biggest thing that stuck out that he told me is he had gone to the VA hospital, to the mental health ward, and he got in the elevator with a Korean War veteran. And that Korean War veteran told him, "Son, you're not going to find what you're looking for up there." He said, "You're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days, but just keep making sure you're having days." And I just kept doing that. And I kept doing that until I learned to forgive myself for what happened in 2005. And I did, and I truly forgave myself, and I healed. And the thought of suicide has never crossed my mind ever again. And in late 2021, my wife at the time began having an affair. Through that struggle, I ran to God. I ran to Him immediately. And I remember standing out in my driveway one night, talking to Him. And I don't hear God audibly, but as I prayed to Him to fix this for me, I felt His words essentially just kind of roll over my body, saying, "Do you remember that grace and forgiveness and compassion and love that I gave you through Jesus?" And I kind of remember nodding and saying, "Yep." He said, "Well, go ahead and give that to her." And man, that was a hard pill to swallow, but I said, okay. And the next day I reached out to her and I told her that through everything, I forgive you. I think it was January 2022. And I finally knew it was time that I had to pursue divorce. And so the divorce happened by March of 2022. We were set to appear in court on January 12th of 2023. She had finally agreed and signed the modified divorce papers on the 11th. And on the 12th, she took her own life. So that brought me to the hardest thing I've ever had to do, and tell my children that their mom died. And we're still healing. The hurt doesn't ever completely go away. but you just got to seek help where it's needed. Continue to stay engaged with people. Surround yourself by people that love God and love you. Lean on them. And forgive, whether it's other people that have done you wrong or something you've done wrong yourself. Just forgive. I've found through this entire journey that I would not have gotten through anything that I've been through without forgiveness, because through forgiveness I've found absolute peace. I suggested to John that we dig back in the musical archives a little bit, and maybe during the series we play Cry Out to Jesus by Third Day. I would recommend you go read the lyrics of that, but I think especially for this series and mental health and struggle and pain, the things that every one of us go through in this world. We all have pain, we all have hurt. That song has been my anthem for years, through times in war to all the things I went through in 2021, 22, and even 23 into 24. I love singing that song, I love playing that song, but the lyrics of that song and just crying out to Jesus, no matter what you're going through, what you've been through, I have hung on that song and listened to it on repeat for all these years.